collectors and action figure fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming to you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new TakaraTomy Transformers Legends LG58 of the Autobot clones. More specifically, we have FASTLANE and CLOUDRAKER. Now, these figures came out here in North America, but it was all sorts of confusing. Like, Fast Clash was available exclusively through somewhere, I don't remember where, and then Pounce, one of the Decepticon clones, was available somewhere else. But to complete the twins, you had to get the 2-pack, which was released exclusively to Walgreens, which had CLOUDRAKER and Wingspan. So how Walgreens got an exclusive like that, I have no idea, but that made things all sorts of confusing. When I saw that they were going to be releasing FASTLANE and CLOUDRAKER as a 2-pack through TakaraTomy, and then obviously Pounce and Wingspan also set to be released as a 2-pack through TakaraTomy, I was like, you know what, I'm not even going to waste my time trying to hunt these things down. I'm just going to wait for these, and I'm glad that I did. For the package, you got that nice open window that fully showcases the figures. You got some nice art right here. As you can see, it's a little bit different. When you look at the art here, they're a little bit dark. Well, I guess they're kind of close. The clones were first revealed to us in like the last episode of Transformers Rebirth. And they were much darker in terms of their coloring. They're kind of like this. But then they did have a role in Headmasters where their color was lightened a little bit to kind of match with the G1 toys a little more. And that's what you have here. You have kind of a toy look as well as the Headmaster look. Then you got a whole bunch of stuff like down here on the bottom that I can't read. You got some images there on the side. You got some images there. You come around to the back. You can see that these are kind of part of the Titans Return line where you can include the Titan Masters in them and have them sit and drive around. Then obviously you can see FASTLANE and then CLOUDRAKER. The interesting thing is the North America release could not call him FASTLANE. They had to call him Fast Clash because of copyright reasons and stuff. You can see robot mode, space car, robot mode, space jet. And then again, whole bunch of stuff that I can't read. And a cute little baby in Beast Wars face. Look how cute the little babies are. They're so cute. But for the packaging on this, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get these guys out here and see how cool they actually are. Alright guys, so here we have FASTLANE and CLOUDRAKER open up and out of their packaging. And in Japan, these guys are known as the Clone Bots, whereas the Decepticons are referred to as the Clone Cons. Now, as I said, FASTLANE here through Hasbro was released, but was called Fast Clash. But FASTLANE is the name that the Japanese are able to call them. I don't know, copyright stuff, whatever. But as you can see, roughly Legend size. For comparison, here he is with the new Legend Beachcomber, and you can see roughly the same size. Same level of complexity for the most part as well. FASTLANE here actually transforms a lot easier than CLOUDRAKER. But what you're noticing with these guys is definitely a more Headmaster-ish sort of paint scheme, where it's a little bit lighter than what the North America version had. This is also a fairly good representation of how they looked in terms of the coloring of the G1 toy. So these kind of go both of those routes. Some people will probably like the darker color just because, as I said, that's how they looked in the North American series, but it was only one episode, so it doesn't really matter to me that much. FASTLANE here, though, much like CLOUDRAKER, does have that functionality where, it's kind of hard to get to, where, okay, we're being visited. The Beachcomber, go over there. You can take this little section right here. It's a little bit tricky to get to, so I'm going to just wedge it. You just pull this top section up just like so, and I think this is Flintlock. I don't remember his name, but you do have the Titan Master integration. You can just sit him in right there, and you can have a little driving section for him. So you do have that, and because, hey, they're twins, obviously CLOUDRAKER has that as well. And again, oh, there you go. I used a fingernail, kind of part of a fingernail. You can kind of see it. You can take that guy, set that there as well, and just you can fly it around. So you do have that interactivity as well, but basically you can see that the colors are fairly similar. What's interesting is obviously the colors are the same. You got a jet, you got a car, you got a jet. Similar color schemes throughout the whole thing. They look a lot more like twins in robot mode. You come around here to the bottom. You have visible face syndrome visible. So it is what it is. I really like the Autobot logo. You see it a lot better in the actual robot mode, but you got a nice Autobot logo right there. Now, these were rub signs on the original toys. They are not rub signs here, but they are nicely painted. You can see it's got that little vehicle, like a car vehicle sort of look right here, whereas CLOUDRAKER's is a little bit more like a jet. Again, you see those a little bit better in their robot modes, but I like that that's there. I like that that's kind of in the shape of one of those original rub signs. I think that's cool looking, and then it has a nice kind of sort of metallic look to it, which does look really cool. Now, like I was saying, FASTLANE here transforms very, very easily. CLOUDRAKER's a little bit more involved, but not really much. They're still legend-sized figures. So first, you separate the legs, and you fold out the feet, and the legs are done. That's literally it. Lift this bit here, rotate these arms, and then at the same time, the tires will come around here to the back. Bring these fists out like so. Take this section, rotate this around, and that just sticks there in the back. And there you have FASTLANE or Fast Clash. Transformation's the exact same, whether you have the Hasbro one or the Takara one. So he is done. Now, with CLOUDRAKER, it does get a little bit more involved. What you do, take this. Oh, you do have a landing gear. I forgot to mention that when you have this out. You do have a little skid landing gear. People have talked about the one on the Hasbro one being very loose and just sliding up very easily. This actually is really stiff, so it works nicely. Tuck that away. Bring this up. And then you can see that this hinges on a couple different things. And then as you bring it, just accordion that up and fold that along the back. Bring these down. Now, the interesting thing is these legs had the exact same kind of component. It's obviously just a slight retool of the two different figures, which is how they get this. But you bring this down, sandwich that together, come around here, fold out the foot, fold the wing around, and then bring that around as well. Do that on this side. Now, you can just leave it out like that if you want to, but you really should bend it here, which kind of replicates the black on the outside there. So bring those legs down, fold this around, fold out his hands, rotate the arm down like so, and spin his head. And there you have the Autobot clones in their robot mode. Again, you get a more sense of them being twins here than you do in the vehicle mode. You can take this piece off. It just pegs on there. It does make it a little bit kind of like he's got a giant prong sticking out the back of his head, but that kind of blends things a little bit more. He also does have the tires on his back, so it's personal preference, really what you want to do. And it's not like this is a weapon. Fold that around. You can't really have him hold it because there's just a hole there, so the post is there, so you can't really hold it as a weapon. He does have what I believe are 5mm port hands, so you could have that happen, but you can see basically, they're meant to be twins. So the big difference here, obviously, is the upper arm section is different. You can see that the back area where this all hinges up, obviously Fast Clash has that, or FASTLANE has that there as well. A lot of the same mechanics are exactly the same between the two. The face sculpt is exactly the same. Nice kind of pinkish paint on there. Nice blue eyes. Legs. The only thing that's really different would be the lower section of the legs. So a little bit different there. Obviously, you can see, but they're meant to be twins, so they're obviously going to look very similar, and I dig that. I have no problem with that at all. Size-wise, again, legend scale, so bringing in Beachcomber. I can't. Let me think. Yes, Beachcomber. Here we are. There. That's not Beachcomber. Is that Beachcomber? I forget. No, that's Tracks. Pay no attention to me. But you can see they're a little bit taller than Beachcomber, but meant to be in that Legends scale, which again works really nicely. For articulation, the head, both of them are on swivels. Obviously, this one is a little bit better because there's not as much junk here. He just has a little fin. FASTLANE here has this whole giant thing here, which I'll get to. It kind of makes things a little bit messed up. Due to the transformation, kind of has butterfly joints. You have a ball joint here, which allows a nice range of motion. Ball joints for the elbows. I guess you could say you've got wrist hinges. Nothing at the waist. That's all locked in. The hips, though, are on ball pegs, so you can move that in and out all over the place. Rotates at the upper part of the thigh. Hinge knees. You got little hinges here for the feet. These feet actually lock in a little bit better because the wings wrap around, so it kind of locks it into place. One thing about FASTLANE, though, so CLOUDRAKER is probably the better of the two, just in general. FASTLANE, though, the head articulation is a little bit limited because of this. Now, if you take that off, you get that full range of motion still, or you lift this up, which does make things look a little bit ugly, because it's just sitting off there. So I don't know. I mean, if you take it off, again, you just have that big giant thing, and that looks weird. At least with that, the fin looks more incorporated than just this weird random post thing. Same articulation for the shoulders. You got that sort of butterfly joint as part of the transformation, but the wheels will move around. Ball joints at the main part of the shoulder, ball joints for the elbow, hinges here at the wrist. Again, nothing at the waist. The hips, ball jointed, swivel, and then the hinge here for the feet. But it does feel a little bit loose on him, so it does have a tendency to fall back sometimes. I do like how CLOUDRAKERs wrap around and kind of lock the feet into place. But same articulation. Basically, they're just, I mean, this is a case in point of something that Hasbro did many years ago. So people that complain about them just doing repaints and stuff, it's like, guys, it's their bread and butter. They have done this kind of stuff for years, going all the way back to G1, and this is a case in point of it, and how it does kind of work still to this day to be able to do that kind of stuff. They can reuse molds, minor tweaks, 2 different characters, and it works. So I don't know terribly if a lot of people are going to be big fans of these guys. I mean, as I said, they were more prominent in the Headmaster series, so I don't know. People might like having them again. I think they're cool. I honestly do. Transformation back, I'm not going to focus too much on it. But I do like them. I think they are cool. But they do have a very niche kind of thing. And you can see the transformation, very simplistic. Boom, he's done. So I do think that if you can find these guys at regular retail, it's probably better than going through Takara. I like the colors on the Takara one a little bit more, but that being said, I don't know if it's really worth it to pay that much. And then to transform these guys back, you got a little tab right here that slots in here. So you just bring that around. I mean, I think, like I said, they're very niche characters. I don't know if a lot of people are going to want these. They're fun. They're cool. They round out, like I said, some Headmaster areas. People are probably very big Headmaster fans out there. I don't know. But I think that's why a lot of these didn't get like a full mass release. Like the Hasbro ones, I don't think that they really warranted something like that. So I think that doing the exclusives, the shared exclusives, the 2-packs, things of that nature, probably worked to the benefit of getting these guys out there in general. I think that they're cool, but I do think that they have a very niche kind of audience. So that being said, if you'd like to pick up this set, it is available right now at Big Bad Toy Store. So as always, all you have to do for that is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on these guys, as well as the rest of the wide range of TakaraTomy Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, I would really appreciate you letting me know by hitting that thumbs up button. It actually does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, welcome. And before you go, make sure you subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you'll get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you'll never miss out on a future review of mine. Or hey, if you're already subscribed, now more than ever, it's important to make sure that you're getting those email notifications. We all know just how unreliable that YouTube subscription box is, and the best way to make sure that you don't miss any future reviews of mine is to click on that little bell right below this video and double check your settings to make sure that they're set so that you get those email notifications. And as always, until next time, till all are one.